Good day, everyone, and welcome back to Brain Bang TV. And for those of you who don't know, this is the Football Index videos series, or whatever you want to really call it, collection. And today is a very exciting day in terms of traders on the Football Index and the Football Index customers and the wider community of the index and its employees, because it marks a pivotal day where they kind of they're trying to make the market more efficient, and one of those ways of doing that would be introduction of order books. Now, the question here is we've not exactly what we got to where we're gonna get to. The end point here is we're probably going to get a full-fledged version of an order book at some point in the near future, be it phase three, four, maybe even five. Who knows how long these phases are going to take, and they need to solely. I kind of like the way they're doing it. They don't want to kind of rush into everything and go straight into the full-fledged thing. They kind of have to break it down, see how the market takes it, see how the traders on the index takes it, and then gradually phase in the rest of the other sides of things. So you'll yet to see stuff like the visibility of all the people's limits. So at the moment, like I thought it would be, phase one doesn't allow you to see other people's limit orders. Whether or not you're going to be able to see those limit orders in the near future, who knows? But at the moment, it is a very, very basic form of an order book. That all you really see is your book, right? So you get to see your book, but you don't see anyone else's book. So to me, that's probably why that name order book doesn't quite sit well. Maybe the final version would be called the order book, but for now, what we have is what we call the matching order. Sorry, the matching engine. And for those of you who don't know, maybe you haven't been on the platform yet to see what that matching engine looks like, or maybe you're not quite sure what it is, or you're just getting this is the first time you're ever hearing of the matching engine. Then this is what it is, really, guys. Is this new box here? You can see once you've accepted those new terms and conditions, you will be getting an updated version. If it's the web, you'll be getting an updated version. For the iOS and Android application, I think you might have to re-download the application. Don't quote me on that though, guys. You'd have to try it and find out how that works for you. Now, moving on from that, I was actually quite shocked, to be honest with you. And this is something I'm probably gonna try and talk about because I'm not sure how to take it just yet, and gonna try and see if I can explain this in such a way that it would make sense to those of you who are just trying to understand how this whole system is going to work in the back end. It's all good knowing how to trade using these things, but if you don't actually know how these things function, you're going to be at a disadvantage with whatever you're doing in life. Really, you kind of have to have a full understanding of the whole concepts and the whole mechanisms behind what you're doing. And that way you can always be on top and you can consider yourself as someone who's knowledgeable in what you're doing. Now, saying that, guys, I found some strange stuff about this so far. Not strange per se, maybe phase one, whatnot. First, you can't see anyone else's orders on the order book. Sorry, on the matching engine. All you'll see is if you placed a bid for someone, you'd have an open bid here, which I am going to do in a minute. In fact, I'm going to do that right now whilst we're in the early session stages of this video, because I'm going to use that open bid position to then show you guys an example of what's happened in the last hour on my portfolio. Now, basically, to do this example, I'm going to be buying someone called Palko Dadia, right? He plays for Hertha Berlin, I think. Yeah, I think he plays for Hertha Berlin. German player. Now, it's better for me to use a German player to make this analysis, or to kind of give an example, because I'm going to be physically buying this player. So what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to go into my watch list real quick. Pardon me. I'm just going to go into my watch list real quick. And this guy, basically, I've been following him for a little while now. And he's currently priced at 59 cents, right? So 59p, just over half a pound, just over half of a pound, sorry. I'm not sure what's going on with this. This is taking absolutely ages to load. Now, if we can find them here. Now, because the German league's already starting, it's quite a good idea to kind of use this to kind of hedge myself for the German league. So I don't really have that many German players. So I kind of picked him because I thought it would be a good addition to my portfolio anyway. Now, saying that, his price currently at 59 p. Now, you can right now go ahead and buy this player at the current market price, which is 59p. Now, as soon as I hit buy, in fact, I'm going to do that right now, right? If I hit buy, right, and I bought 10 of him, if I bought 10 of him, right, 10 will be £5.90, right? £5.90 would be the price if I were to buy 10 of him. I'm going to buy I'm gonna buy six because I wanna. Sorry, I'm gonna buy five of him right now because I already own shares of him, and I'm gonna explain the whole scenario in a second. Just give me a second, guys. So I'm buying five of him right now at the price of 59p. Right now, if I buy, right, that's gonna accept that price of 59p for five shares, which as you say here, you get £2.95, right? So you pay £2.95 for five shares of that same player. Now, whilst we're doing that too, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on them real quick before I start the explanation of what it is I'm actually getting at here. I'm just gonna click on them real quick, and I'm also gonna buy, but this time I'm gonna place a bid, right? So I'm gonna place a bid for 10 of him, and I'm gonna place it at 57p, right? 57. In fact, I'm going to place it at 56p. I'm going to place it at 56p, right? Now, that's 3p away from the original market price. The current market price is 59p. I'm placing a limit bid order, right, at the price of 56p for 10 shares of the same player, Palco. Now, I'm going to place that bid. I accept the terms and conditions. And it says bid's been placed, right? You can always share that on Twitter as recommended for you guys. Now this is where it starts to get a little bit uh, weird for me anyway. Now, as we can see here, this is what you will get once you've placed a bid on a player. You're going to see something like this. I placed a quantity of 10 shares of Palco, right? And I placed a bid at 56p, right? Which gives me a total of £5.60. And you can see here there's also a column called quantity matched. Now, if you guys remember from the videos, we talked about the rules and of engagement with regards to this order book system or matching engine, which is your orders can potentially get partially filled, right? They can get partially filled, and you can cancel whatever's left if your others aren't filled at the right time, and you can cancel that, but you can't split. If, say for instance, five of the shares I have currently get filled and they go into quantities matched for five shares, that remaining five shares you can actually cancel, right? You can get rid of that and then reassess your bid situation or your portfolio and then make another decision based on that, right? Now, what I'm getting at is, okay, at the moment, there's no quantities matched, so this was like this for a while. Now, what it is the only thing I've noticed so far, and this is the kind of build up to that point, is prior to me starting this video, about an hour and a half ago, I put in a bid, right? I put in a bid for the same player you're looking at now, Palco Dara. I just butchered his name. I put in a bid at 56. I'm sorry, at 57p, right? And that bid got filled. Now, initially, my thought process. I'm going to show you where this bid gets filled, right? Let me just get that out real quick. I'm just going to show you guys real quick where this got filled. And you can see here, bid field, yeah? Sorry, bid field. See that place bid 10 quantity 560, right? Now that's 560. If I go to portfolio, I'll just open up my portfolio real quick for you guys again. If I were to go to portfolio, right? Not the watch list, Palco. Why doesn't it show me? So it says 560 for 10, right? I'm just going to show you what this looks like. So this one that I'm currently in should be a little bit lower than 560 because I've put in a bid 1p less than the initial bid that I put in off camera. So what do we have here? Total bid 560 at 56p. Well, that's not right, is it? Wait 1 second. Right, bear with me, guys, because I think. Oh, sorry, my bad. Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. Oh man, this is. I do apologize, guys. Right, so this is the original bid I placed at 19 minutes past 3. Right, you can see that here for Palco, and that was at 57p. Right, and that's why this is £55.70. And you can see here, I've now reduced that bid price by 1p. I'm only doing some tests here, guys. I reduced the bid price by 1p and I got an equal value of a 560, which is due to the 1p deduction on each of that 10 shares, right? So initially, when I placed that bid, the initial bid at for Palco at the price of 57p, right? So you can see here, this is 56p, but at the price of 57p, I placed that and I thought I sat there for about 10 minutes, nothing happened, and I thought this is one of the reasons this is one of the things I was getting at, where you might potentially sit down waiting for these bids to actually get filled. And maybe it's just due to my naivety of how the system actually works properly in the back end. We're all learning here, by the way, guys. So we learn along as we go. And what I found is, right, I thought it wasn't gonna get filled. I was trying to see how long it would take to fill that position up compared to how long it took for me to sell some of these players I've had on my portfolio, which is around about 2 months I've got right now. Is what it's taken for me to sell some Arsenal players. Arsenal is not an unknown team. Should have been a properly liquid kind of club to trade with the kind of players on the day and whatnot, but wasn't like that. Not the case. Now, to my surprise, the bid that I placed at 19 minutes past 3 got filled. Right. So if we went to the transaction again, this got filled at about let's just under an hour. Oh no, that doesn't tell me when it gets filled. My apologies, guys. That doesn't tell me when it gets filled. But I think it got filled within 45 minutes of this bid place time, right? This bid place time at 19 minutes past 3. I think it was filled completely by quarter 2. Sorry, in a 45-minute gap. Now, going back to the portfolio, I'm sure you guys might have noticed this, me clicking back and forth, that we can already see part of this order getting filled right now. You can already see it getting filled. My question now then is, at this point, I'm not sure if FI are basically right at the back end of this. So for those of you who understand, FI have a third party company who are in charge of their market making books on FI. So they create the business for you guys. They create the liquidity, right? They're on the other side of your trade a lot of the times, to make sure that there is liquidity in the market. Now, my point is, right this minute at the release of this new updated version of the matching engine, or this new functionality that we have on the platform, at this point right now, is it FI that is filling this bid? Because I cannot understand, and I'll tell you why I've got this as a really major question in my head right now. I'd like to think it's FI place filling this bids because right now we've got free field, guys. We have free field, right? So far, I've managed to buy 13, so 10 from the previous sale and 13 already filled. If it closes like this, then I could potentially cancel 7 orders, right? So I've had 13 Palcos fill at pretty much 3p below the current buy price. Now, I'll explain why I feel like FI. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to kind of explain this so it makes sense. Right now, the price for this same player we're looking at right now is 59p, if you like. 59p, guys. And yet, within this video, I've showed you where I've been able to buy 10 quantities of Palco shares for pretty much for 2p less than the current market price, the current buy price. And I've also managed to get three more shares of Palco filled at a penny below that. So I've had 10 filled at 97p, sorry, 57p, and I've so far had 3 filled at 56p. Now to me that is it's a bit funny. I don't think, yeah, I think FI are still fully involved with the buy side on the limit orders, and for some reason they're able to take bids at pretty much any price in that range. Fair play to them. Um, I think that's one last thing forgot to mention really with regards to the range. So just remember when you press those bids, there's only a certain range that you can place the bids within the band of that range, right? So it ranged from I think around 55p or so, and then up to 40 to 60% below the market price. So I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. I'm not looking at the rule books right now, but I think it's between from a penny below the current market price to anywhere between 40 and 60% below the market price. So do check the rule books. Make sure you're following the right rules, and don't take my word for gospel, guys. But in any case, so far you can see kind of the benefits of how why you would be inclined to wanting to use a system like this, because as you can see, I've been able to purchase Palco at a bargain right now, right? I've been able to purchase Palco at a bargain, and that is the main thing that matters at this point in time. Um, I mean, how that, in fact, based on what's going on with this bid offer, whatever pricing and matching engine system that we have going on, I don't know how to relate it properly to you. I've sort of put some thought into it, trying to understand how this then impacts how the price movements will behave in the future. And unfortunately, I don't have an answer for that. I do not have an answer for that. To me, I mean, I've just been able to buy a player cheaper than the current market price, and um, there's no sign of if I went to his, there is no sign on it of any kind of movements in price action. Although you can't really see that obviously because I've only just bought a minute quantity. But the point I'm trying to make, and I don't want to kind of throw anyone off here, is that there should be some sort of relationship between price movements and the way this order book system should work. Because you've got to remember the limit orders being placed, they're all at different prices, and they should potentially, based on the quantities placed, should move market to a certain degree, right? So that is the point I'm trying to get at. Don't want to confuse you too much. Don't want to confuse myself trying to explain something I don't 100% have a grip on, to be honest with you, because I'm still learning, as I've said to you guys, like everyone else. So, what can we take from this? The new system allows you access to the back end, so you can get real good bargains on some of these players. How far your orders are going to get filled in that kind of bid range is beyond me. Hence, I've just gone 1p below that. I might actually keep doing that until I get to that bid range, right? To the bottom band of that bid range and see how long it will take to get filled. I mean, would I even get filled? That was one question prior to this launch, was how long would it take it to get filled if you are really stuck around the bottom end of that price band that capped the bids for, right? So um yeah, I don't know. I don't know how the whole thing's going to play out, but it is a definite benefit to traders on the platform. Nothing more than getting a bargain at any given point, right, guys? Nothing as good as that. So far, still only three quantities matched. Now, I don't know. Would this then shut it down? Should we try it? Let's see. Let's try and close. No, I don't want to cancel. So, right. So you can only cancel. Is that what you can do? And why is my history not showing anything? This should have already a bid field in here. There's probably some back end issues that they're trying to deal with sorry. There's some issues that they're probably trying to deal with any sort of software launches like this. There tends to be issues at the very start because obviously they're now taking in new influx of new users onto that piece of software and trying to tweak it and align it to make sure it fits properly. I know that's all done on the back in the testing phases, but nothing is as intricate as getting live information from the launch. So I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of a tweaking in here to make sure these history prices do show up and stuff like that. There might even be some more columns and whatnot. Who knows? But anyways, so field. No other. I can't see my history to show you guys what the history is like, but do test it out yourself. Leave me a comment. Let me know how the test goes for you. How far down that bid range were you able to get filled, and how long did it take you to get filled? That would be great to kind of know, really. So, guys, leave your comments on the below for me. Do share, subscribe, and let me know what your thoughts are with regards to this new beautiful little aspect of the index that we're getting shown today. Thank you guys for joining me. Hopefully I'll be doing another deep video maybe tomorrow or something. I'm going to try and sort of explore the capabilities of this of functionality to the limit basically. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. Do let me know if you want to see any live videos regarding this, and we can kind of discuss interact within each other and kind of help each other get used to this new system and see if it will benefit us in the long run. Thanks for joining me today, guys, and bye for now.